All right, so today we're going to be walking through how to complete a 26 to 27 academic year application for housing. So here's where we're starting out at is the Carter's Nest Housing Portal. You can get here by going to housing at louisville.edu, and there will be a big yellow button in the middle of the screen that you can click and then sign in using your UofL credentials, and that'll bring you to this page right here. So in order to complete the application, we're going to start by going to the Application tab, and down here we see the academic year 2026 to 2027 application, and we're going to hit Apply. This brings us to a page that just breaks down the difference between applying for housing and completing room selection. So as we're walking through today, we won't have anything to do with selecting building or rooms or anything like that. That'll all come later. This application is just to indicate to housing that we're interested in living on campus next year. So we're going to go and start application, given that information. I recommend taking a look through that too, just so you're aware of everything going on. Here we're going to see some information about the timeline. While we do send out reminders for all important events to students about housing dates, I do recommend taking a look through this timeline on your own, just so you have a general idea of when things like room selection, room change, room swap, all those are available. So take a look through here and then we can come back. And also take some time to look at our cancellation policy. So we see this notice down here that says, be aware that canceling after the 10 business day window will result in a cancellation fee equivalent to 1 semester's charge for the room you are assigned to. So what that means, that does not mean that when we complete our application, we only have 10 days to cancel. That means whenever we are assigned to a room way later on, we then have 10 days to cancel after receiving that assignment. So just be aware of that cancellation policy and be aware of any information that may prevent you from living on campus, all of that, just so you can put yourself in a situation where you don't have to wrestle with the cancellation policy or anything like that. You can take a look here to get some more information about that. In addition, be aware of our first year and second year live-on policies. As a reminder, first and second year students are required to live on campus. And while there are certain exemptions for that, you can go look at this page for more information about that. All right, so here's the page where we're going to just give some general information about us. A lot of this information is going to be pulled from your ULink. So if you see anything that's correct there, that's actually going to be done by entering your ULink and editing your personal information through there. You have the option to enter some things, like down here, do you have any animal-related allergies? So if you are allergic to cats, you would indicate that here. Or if there's another type of animal you're related to, you're welcome to put that here, and you will explain that in this box. For now, we're just going to leave it as cats only. And then if you require some form of accommodation, you would put yes here and you would explain that accommodation. For now, we're just going to put no and proceed on to the next page. So on this next page, we're going to see contact information. Again, a lot of this is just going to be pulled from ULink. So if you see anything that's incorrect, that's going to be the point where you go over to ULink and correct your personal information there. You will have the option to enter your personal email though. So some information, if you would prefer that goes to your personal, you can put that in here and that'll be sent to you that way. In addition, you'll have the option down here to enter a parent-guardian email address. Please note that if you are under 18 years old as of the time you're applying, you will need to include a parent-guardian email address in order to live on campus. If you are over the age of 18, you're welcome to put this down anyway. However, you are also welcome to proceed without putting down any information. On this next page, we're going to see our partial FERPA release for parents. So if you'd like some information to be sent to your parents regarding general housing information, that kind of thing, you're welcome to check this box here as the partial FERPA release, and just put down your parent email here, and that way they can receive some communications about information relating to your housing assignment. If you don't want your parents to be receiving any information about that, you're welcome to proceed on to the next page. This is just an option we offer for students who would like to keep their parents in the loop. All right, here's a page where you'll put down some contact information that is not included in your ULink necessarily. So you'll have the option to put down an emergency contact, and you'll have the option to put down a missing persons contact. Just put down whoever you prefer for those, and then we can proceed on to the next page. All right, this is the roommate matching tab. So obviously, coming into college, it can be a totally different experience living with somebody that you may not know before that. So here we give you the option to put down some of your living preferences, and that way that can help your chances of finding somebody who you would be compatible living with. So I would recommend just putting down any information here that's important to you, and then that way you can have a better shot at finding somebody that you're comfortable living with. All right, and here's some more roommate information down here. So say you find somebody that you want to live with specifically. You'll be able to do our roommate group process after you've both completed the application. And that way you can create a roommate group, and once you both are in it, you'll be able to assign yourselves to a room together once room selection comes around. There will be more information coming about roommate groups going forward, so if you're not sure how to proceed with this after you've completed your application, feel free to reach out to housing@louisville.edu, or just keep an eye out for some more information about that in the future. Here's some information about room selection. As stated earlier, room selection and completing the housing application are a different process. Completing the housing application will give you access to room selection later on, but as of right now, the specifics of your room and building are not going to be dealt with. So this year, UofL has the option to offer co-ed housing to students. So if that's something you're interested in, you would go down here and you would click yes, I choose to participate in co-ed housing. And then as we proceed to this next page, you'll put down a signature. So I'll put down a signature here. You'll use your student ID number to indicate that. And after you've completed that, you'll have opted in for co-ed housing, which means you'll have the option to assign yourself or your roommate group to co-ed rooms later on. If you choose to opt out of co-ed housing after opting in, please send an email to housing@louisville.edu and we'll walk you through those steps then. In addition, students have the option to apply for living learning communities. So these communities are great ways to get involved on campus and have a smaller community to remain connected with within your residence hall. So for now, we're going to indicate that we are interested in an LLC over here. We're going to say we agree. And then this year we'll have application questions for our LLC interests. So let's say I would like to participate in the psychology LLC. I'm going to put OK. We have the option to put down 3 preferences. For now, we're just going to put down 1. If we scroll down here, we're going to be on shirt size. We'll put down major for psychology because it's going to be the psychology LLC. And then there's some reflection questions down here. For now, I'm just going to put down not applicable, but obviously when you're applying to an LLC, you'll take the time to read through these questions and put a proper response. All right, on this page here, we just see some important information to look through before proceeding with the application. These are just some specifications to our housing policies that we like to remind students of before having them proceed with the application. Once you've taken a look through these, you're welcome to scroll to the bottom of this page and click Save and Continue, and that will bring you to our housing license agreement. Please take a look through the license agreement just to verify you understand the terms and conditions of the contract you're signing with University Housing. And once you've done that, you can go down here and sign your license agreement by inputting your student ID number. Once you've done that, you can click Save and Continue. And now that brings us to the end of the housing application. And in order to submit our application, we're just going to go here and click Submit Application. Hit Save and Continue, and that'll bring us back to the home page. Thanks for watching.